probably a good thing to do. But I do appreciate you taking time to write that down. And one better than the candidates will be here for a few minutes at the end as well, in case to see you. And hopefully they'll do more things like this again. So, Representative Dixie, let me begin with you, and we'll come back this way. And this is something that comes up uh, every election cycle. But, I can remember when Robertson County was a solidly Democratic county, and now it is solidly Republican county. And many people, this person has said, will just pull the all evil out of habit. Medicaid cuts don't take effect until after the next election. Inflation may not set in time for the next election. And I think what this person is asking is, how will we get their attention to change this?
Oh, this is the simplest answer. Go vote. That's the only way that things are going to change unless we wake up and fight back. If we don't get out and mobilize, first of all, but Tennessee is 51st in voter turnout. So that doesn't mean that we are a red state. We have a voter engagement problem. That's what it is. And when I talk to especially young people and people who don't vote, it's because they don't understand what's on the ballot or what's going on. So we can mobilize, we can organize, we can register people to vote, but until you educate them first on what they're voting on, we're not going to make a difference. People don't want to go into a booth and just close their eyes and just pick something. They want to know that their vote means something and it counts. And I think that's what we have to get back to, is educating people on the issues that we have to start at the community neighborhood level and build ourselves up.
Trump taking these funds that have been passed by Congress is already affecting a lot of these rural communities. There's 2 counties already in Southwest Tennessee that had to notify parents that the after school program at their school was no longer going to be in existence this school year. So those parents that are trying to work for a living now have got to find someone to go pick up the kids at school and get them home and have childcare until they get off work. So I think hopefully, that's starting to set in. We got Social Security offices that are being closed down. Hopefully that's clicking with some people that, it used to not be this hard to file to get your Social Security once you turn 65 years old. I mean, the bottom line of this is, unfortunately, I used to kid with people that they got to be hungry and unemployed before they learn how to vote. Well, unfortunately or fortunately, Trump is doing the work for us on both of those fronts in this country. And hopefully we can stop it before it gets too bad.
So the National Democrats sent me to East Tennessee in 2003 to work on a special election. Lincoln Davis was a state senator. He won a seat to Congress, so they had a special election to fill it. Governor Robertson, we had Speaker Nafee in the House, and we had a slim control in the Senate. We were a blue state not that long ago. And the same can be said for this county. I think we need to go out there and retail politic the heck out of this. We have to explain what it is we stand for, not as Democrats, but as people. We're too divided right now. And we can't do this on social media. We have to go out, meet people exactly where they are, and explain to them what we stand for. James Carville said it best. It's the economy, stupid. I think Democrats get a little too distracted by cultural issues. And the Republicans want us to focus on the wrong 1%. And I think that's how we do it.
We have to leverage this race to amplify the message that your life is unaffordable because of a Republican trifecta at the federal level in a Tennessee supermajority that has not lowered the cost of groceries, that has not made rent more affordable, that is not helping first-time homeowners buy houses. Life is simply unaffordable. We have the opportunity to leverage this race to amplify that message far and wide. Finally, things are bad right now in Tennessee, and they are going to get a lot worse. And we have an opportunity out of crisis comes opportunity. And we have one to bring in new constituencies to our coalition, like home health care workers, right? 60% of nursing homes in the state have been bought by private equity. And a lot of the people that work there are going to be waking up to the fact that they don't have jobs. Okay. School nutritionist. We declined millions of dollars to feed kids. These are nutritionists across the state of Tennessee that are waking up to the fact that they have been scammed. So as this project evolves, we have the opportunity to pull people into our coalition and leverage this race to show them that we're here and neighbors helping neighbors.
Indeed. Unfortunately, because of our time constraints, this will have to be the last question, and then each candidate will be given 2 minutes for their closing statement. The last question is there anything that Congress can do to force the government to release the F-9 bomb?
Oh. I am the only Democrat on the stage that has called for all 11 Republicans to sign on to release the Epstein files. We released a press release last week, forcing the Republicans to really double down on their yes or no answers. And the importance of this right now is we need Republicans to stay home in December, right? And the more we're talking about issues that they don't want to talk about, the better for us. Better for us. And so in Congress, we're only 2 votes, I think, short, and we just picked up one in Virginia for the bill that would release the files. And so, yes, I would clearly be. And I've been on this stance for a long time. I've been a proponent of making sure that victims have the support they need. And so I'll continue to do that in Congress.
Thank you.
I'm optimistic that by the time we get there, they will have released the files. I think that there's some momentum. I think the issue is how do we protect victims, right? This is about restoring faith in government and the systems that are supposed to protect us, whether it's government, the banks, et cetera. And I think that for a long time, the files have been held back to protect the victims. But what we're seeing now is the victims are banding together and holding press conference saying, this is us, and we're going to release our own list if you don't do it. So I'm optimistic by the time we get there, we will have a full accounting and release of that. So this tragedy never happens again.
You're willing nothing.
Donald Trump appears to be a better artist than he cares to admit. You know, we know exactly why those files are not being released. And it's going to be very harmful to the president. We have to keep demanding it. Yeah, we've got to protect the victims, but we know what's in those files. Too many people have seen what's in those files, and that's why they're pressing forward. The people of this country deserve to know what their president has done in his past. You know, we know a lot of what he's done, but this would reach new lows. So we've got to keep pushing for those. And I agree with Darden. I think the public, he's losing too many of his Magites to not do this. The Republicans in Congress are going to force him to have to release.
First, he said he didn't know him that well. Then it was a hoax. Then he was an informant. So which is it? We're laughing, but at the end of the day, this is an opportunity for Democrats to really grow a backbone and ask the hard questions. Put them on defense. Just ask them this simple question. Why are you protecting a pedophile? No one has asked that question to the Republicans, and we're giving them an easy out. Oh, they're making excuses for him. Oh, it's not his signature. It's look like it was AI. It's everything but the truth. Ask the hard questions. And again, I truly believe that at some point, humanity has to set in. You cannot have that much aspirations for political power and just abdicate common sense and not protect people from pedophiles. So thank you for your time, and I appreciate you asking this question.
Each candidate will allow, I have 2 minutes for their closing statement, and Representative Dixie, you have the floor.
Hello. back again. Seems like we just met. Thank you again. I appreciate everyone for coming here. You could be doing anything else, but you came out here today to try to learn a little bit more about us. We know that you are dedicated to changing this party, this county party, this state, this district. We know that you're dedicated, but what we need you to do is go sing the gospel to other people throughout this community. Robertson County doesn't have the highest voting record it has in the past, but we can change that. There's a lot of voters here, but people don't vote because they don't feel that the Democratic Party is for them and that we're leaving them or that the party has left them. This is an opportunity for us to show, hey, we are fighting. We can change this. But if you lay down and do nothing, you get nothing. So we have to wake up. This is time for a business decision. Any of us could own the states could pop over the primary. Easy. But the key is who can win the general. So we here is us, including me, because I have a vote. Definitely going to vote for myself. We have an opportunity to pick someone that can win that general, because we may not get this opportunity again. And let's make the most of this opportunity. Again, I'm Vincent Dixie. My website is Dixie, the number 4TN. That's Dixie 4TN. I humbly ask you for your support, and more importantly, I ask you for your vote. Again, thank you, Vincent Dixie.
I got to agree with Dixie. I think most of us on the stage are voting for ourselves, but it is about the general election. It is who can win in that general election. It's closing the gap in those rural areas. You know, I'm from the rural area. I've run across those rural counties for years and years. You know, when I first started running, I picked up the phone and started calling some of my old friends in those counties, and they immediately said, "What can I do? Always knew you were going to do this. Let's go." So I'm not having to build that organization in those rural counties. It already existed. Those folks are ready to go and help me close the gap. I'm also picking up the phone with people who who voted for Bredesen, who voted for McWhorter. And that's when I knew them. You talk to people now and they're like, well, those people are now Republicans. Well, I still pick up the phone and call them and remind them about those days of McWhorter and about those days with Bredesen. And hopefully that twitches in their brain a little bit, and they remember when things were a little bit better in this state. When they're driving down the highway and the highway's falling apart now, they know why. It's because Republicans are in control of this state and they're letting it fall to pieces. So I need your help. We can win this election, but you've got to send somebody to the general election who can close that gap, who's used to going toe-to-toe with Republicans and don't mind doing it. I appreciate it. If you want to join our team, please go to votebo.com. We'd love to have you. Thank you so much for having me tonight.
I want to thank our moderator, Mayor Bradley. I want to thank Tony, Bonnie, all along here. Thank you all for having us. Thank you all for being here. It's great to see the energy in this room. It's palpable. We can vote early in 7 days. So we need to get going. We're not electing a litigator, we're not electing a protester, we're not electing a street fighter or a protester in chief. We're electing a member to the United States Congress. And I think I'm the man to do it. We have a math problem. In Trump's first midterms, 2018, we flipped 41 seats, Republican to Democrat. Of those 41, 5 were elected officials. I've never run for anything in my life. This is the first time in my life when my head, my gut, my heart, and my wife all said, you need to do this. And so that's why I'm running. I hope that you'll join the team. I'm not running against the folks on this stage. I'm running to join them. I'm running against the clown car of Republicans that have a blind loyalty to President Trump. But our folks up here, we're in the super minority and they need help. I'm trying to join the team, put me in coach. I have the humility to serve and the ego to know that I can do it. Thank you.
So you've heard a lot from us tonight about how we'll govern, what policies we'll propose, how we'll meet you where you are, and what you can expect from us as your next congressperson. For me, I am the candidate that will. I'm sorry, my ADHD. I am the candidate that will bring back the playbook for the Democrats in the South. I am the candidate that will excite young people and millennial women to turn out to vote. I am the candidate that will not take corporate PAC money behind closed doors and tell you something else. I am the candidate that will hopefully take back Tennessee, inspire a lot of people to get out to vote in the fall to win this race. I'm really tired of begging for crumbs. I'm fed up. I'm fed up with the crumbs that we're getting from our state government, from our federal government. We need to flip the table. And if you don't agree with us, then you're not welcome at our table. This moment demands more than politics as usual, business as usual. It demands courage and grit in us and all of us. The old playbook got us here, and it's time to write a new one. So I want to say, whose house? Our house. Whose house? Our house. All right. Thank you so much. I'm Afton Bay. Please visit actonforcongress.com. Kate is in the back, and we'll hand out our pamphlets, and we could really use your support. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. That was really inspiring. Howard, thank you also for such a great job. I'm looking around this room and I see so many familiar faces. I'd really like to see a lot of you start to come to our monthly meeting. We meet every third Tuesday, 6 o'clock at the Robertson County Senior Center, just off the square. Between now and December, we're going to need a lot of volunteers to knock on doors, make phone calls, write postcards, and be visible at community events. So any of you who have time and are willing, please come to our meetings. We will put you to work. The party's not over tonight. We're going to head from here to Main Street to a bar and restaurant called Mystic Picnic. I think our candidates are all going to join us there. So if you want to spend a little social time getting to know our candidates, please head to Mystic Picnic on South Main Street, right off the square. And with that, the meeting is concluded.